guys, welcome back to Make Coding Easier. This is the 8th division of the HTML tutorial. It's been a long time, but let's start today's class. So today we'll be learning about the next 8 block level elements. I've listed them in a separate slide. We'll try these out practically and then we'll summarize the class. This video, as usual, is divided into 2 parts, the theory and the practical section. So this is the list of tags that we'll be learning today: form, h1 to h6, main, navigation, p, puri, hr, section, table, and tfoot. The form tag. The form tag is basically used to create forms in your website. When you visit a website, you see the contact us page or any other page which has a form that's made using the form tag. I'll make a separate detailed video on this, on how to make a proper styled form with all the proper fields and everything. Our next tags are the h1 to the h6. These are the most basic tags in HTML. We have already covered this in the previous videos, but just to recap, these are the tags that alter the sizes of text in HTML. The main tag. The main tag is used to mark the dominant or the main part of the content. Like, imagine you have a document of code with about 1,000 lines of document with about 1,000 lines of code. Only about 200 of them will be the main part. To mark the 200 lines of code or the main part of the code, we enclose them within the main tag. There can't be more than one main tag according to the W3C standards. The main tag is also helpful when you have to style the main part. The nav tag. The nav tag is used to add a navigation bar to your HTML page. I won't cover this today in the practical section. This needs very advanced CSS. When we do the CSS tutorial, that time we'll be covering it. This tag is mainly used for adding navigation links to your website. The P and the pre tags. We had covered this earlier also, but I'll tell you. The P tag is used to add text. Both P and the pre tag are used to add text, but the difference between them is that the P tag adds all the unnecessary spaces, indentations, etc. if you give them. Like the pre tag, ignores the unnecessary spaces and indentations. We won't be covering the tags in our practical section. We have already covered this earlier. The section tag. The section tag works as almost a ditto of the div tag. It allows users to divide their document into sections. I'll show this example, and I'll show you how to use this in the practical section. The HR tag. The HR tag is used to add a straight, horizontal, and thin line. We can also adjust the thickness and the color of the line by using CSS. The table tag. This works with many other tags. This is the most complex tag of today. The table tag is used to display a tabular column in your website. It works with th, tr, and td tags. Th stands for table header, which defines the header cell. Tr defines the row in a table, which stands for table row. Td defines the cell, normal cell in a table. Thead is used to group the header content. Tfoot is used to group the footer content. We'll not cover this. We will cover this, but not in very detail. I'll show you how to make a very simple table in the practical section, but there will be a more detailed video on how to make a proper table later. The tfoot tag. The tfoot stands for table foot. Tfoot, thead, and the tbody tags work just like the div tag. Okay, they are used to group the header, footer, and the body tags in your page. It's not very needed. It's not compulsory that you have to include these tags in your table, but it's suggested that you can, because it makes the code more readable and helps to add more common CSS. So that's the end of part 1. I'll meet you in the practical section. So here we continue with the practical section. Our aim is to try out all the tags that we learned today. We'll start with the section tag. So this is the file we created last time. This is where we stopped. And this is the output we are with. Okay, this is how it looks. We'll start with the section tag. I'll divide this COVID-19 and this, the water formula part into a section. I open the section tag over here, and then here I close the section tag. Okay, So here the section is closed, and here I'll give a class named curve19. And now when I modify the class curve19, only the part which is enclosed in the section should be modified. So here I've given .curve19, and then color is blue, so that means the font color should change to blue. So I save the file and then we'll check it. Here you go, the text is changed blue in color. So that's how the section tag works. It helps you divide the document into different sections. So the next thing is the H1 to H6 tags. It's the very basic tag, I'll just show it. H1 will be heading. Oh no. And then H2 will be heading. H3 also will be heading. Till H6 I'll give headings, and then we'll see the output. H4 heading. Here you go, H4, and then H5 heading. H6 heading. And then I'll just give it enter here, the line to differentiate. Then I save the file, so there should be 6 headings with 6 different sizes. So here you go, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. Heading 6 is the smallest font. Okay, so the next is the HR tag. So as we covered earlier, HR tag is used to draw a small, straight, thin line, horizontal line. So I'll give HR, after the article, HR, and then I say there should be a small, thin, black colored horizontal line. So here you see, after the article, we have a small, thin, black color horizontal line. Next is the main tag. So the main tag is used to mark the main part of the, the document. So I'll open my main tag over here. This is not the main part, but just for the demonstration sake. Main. So here opens the main tag, and then I'll close the main tag after the footer. Okay, so the main tag is closed. So that marks the main part of the element. Okay, now there won't be any difference in the output because that just works as a div tag. That's just used to mark the main part. So the next thing is our table tag. So I'll show you how to make a small table. So we all know that rows are the horizontal ones and columns are the vertical ones. Okay, so here I will open the table tag, and inside the table tag I'll have a row. The first thing that comes is a row, so I'll open the TR tag, and then inside that we have, first we have the header cell. So that will be TH for header cell, and then I'll give let's say marks of student, and then another table header for the which comes beside that. That will be the name of the student. Okay, so that row is over. So next we have another, you have to open another table row because we need another row in the table. And then, so because the marks will come at the left and then the student's name will come at the right, we'll have to first give the marks of the student, the parameter, 1 to 10, 10 to 20 or something like that, and then the name of the student. So the first thing, will come as table D, TD, that's table defined, we define the cell, so TD, and then the marks of the student will be 1 to 10, and then the next should be another TD to define the name, let's say student XXX. So that's one row, and then we have another row in the table. Next will be another cell, which will be 10 to 20, and then next another name. So TD, and then YYY, and then we'll have another row TD, and then there will be 20 to 30. And then the name will be ZZZ. Okay, so now we should see an output in our web page. So here you go. So marks of the student, and then the next cell student name XXX, YYY, ZZZ, 1 to 10, 20 to 30, 30 to 20 to 30. Okay, so that's how we make a table. So that's it for today's practical section. Next, we move ahead to the summary. So now it's time to wrap up today's class. We'll just summarize the class, whatever we have learned today. So we learned the form tag, which is used to make forms. The registration forms, contact forms, which you see in websites. The H1 to H6 tags control the sizes of the heading or text, whichever is enclosed in them. The main tag is used to mark the dominant part of the code. So our next tag is the nav, p, and the pre tags. Nav is used to make a navigation bar. P and pre both are used to add text, but the difference is that P adds everything that you give inside it, but pre ignores all the unnecessary indentations, line breaks, spaces, etc. HR and the section tags. HR tag is used to make a small, thin, horizontal line. The section tag is used to divide the code into different sections, just like the div tag. The table tfoot tags. The table tag is used to make a tabular column, which works with the tr, td, and th tags. Tr defines the row in a table, td defines a normal cell, th defines the header cell. Tfoot is used to group the footer elements, whereas thead and tbody are used to group the header and body elements. So you can feel free to contact us in case of any doubts, feedback, etc. Instagram @MakeCodingEasier official. Email address makecodingeasier@gmail.com. Facebook makecodingeasier8820. Thanks for watching.